Welcome to my workshop. You are watching Casual DIY channel, and in today's video it's another episode about tools from China, mainly from Banggood. And today I've got an absolutely beast of a square for you to check out. 600 millimeters square from Veiko. Let's check this bad boy out. Let's just get few steps back so you can actually see how it arrived to my doorstep, so more or less you know what to expect. That's the box it came in, so there is not much packaging here, guys. When you open it, you've got this white foam that is securing the square itself, so in theory there shouldn't be any major issues with getting this parcel intact. So that's how the tool comes into your doorstep. This is advertised as a carpenter's square, and don't get this confused with a precision square. It may be precise, we'll test that in a few moments, but there are some features that will not allow you to use it as a precision square, which Veiko also offers. Okay, so that's the dedicated precision square they've got in their offer. I made a video on this. If you're interested in picking up a precision square, I'm going to leave a link to this video down below in the description. So this one will be for those more heavy duty tasks and jobs you may be having around your workshop or on a job site. Before I'm going to talk about my impressions, the good sides and the bad sides of this, let's actually see if it is square. Okay, so we're going to do the standard test. We're going to do the outside edge, then we're going to do the inside edge. Now, this square does have this black addition to each side, so that's going to be our reference point to the whole thing, as that will be resting on the edge of your material. Okay, you do have the ability to slightly adjust that if it's out of squareness. You do have pins that in theory should hold it in the correct position, and you do have some screws that make sure that both of the parts, the black aluminium parts, are in the correct positions. I'm led to believe that this will give you slight adjustment option if you need to. However, I've not touched that, and we'll see how square it is just out of the box. I'm going to be using 0.7 millimeter pencil. Flip this bad boy over. Okay, now I'm going to change the lens on my camera so you can actually see a better close-up of the results. Now I hope the camera is going to catch this correctly. Across the whole length, to my eyesight, it seems all accurate and the same across the whole length of the square. Now, just to be sure, I'm gonna check the distance with my ruler to see if it is exactly the same. So at the bottom I've got 1.5 millimeters, and at the top bob on 1.5 millimeters. So the outside edge to the black base, that's definitely all square. Let's have a look at the inside as well. Okay, that looks pretty good as well. Let's have a look at the bottom. I managed to do it at 1.5 millimeters again. And at the top, we've got 1.5. Not bad at all. Hope the camera is gonna show that correctly. Okay, so the most important feature of this tool, we checked it and it is square. That's always a good starting point. So let's talk about the impressions I've got about this tool. Out of the box, there's no scratches. It's really well made, I have to say. The quality here is definitely there, as you would expect from Veiko tools, and I do have a bit of experience with that brand. And again, it seems to be a very solid tool. I do have the metric version, as you can see, and the numbers and the marks are nicely and easily readable on the red surface, so there's definitely no issues there. Same thing on the bottom section, as you can see, and you do actually have a ruler on this side as well. And you've got the same thing on the other side, which is very important. For example, if you are changing size or anything like that, you don't have to worry that you've got the marks only on one side, which is the case in some squares. Now this square is absolutely mega heavy, and to be fair, it's actually quite hard and difficult to hold it in one hand. How heavy? Let's check this out. 1800, almost 1900 grams, so that's almost 2 kilograms. Now that is quite heavy. The weight of this could be a good side or a bad side, depends how you approach this, okay? From a good perspective, well, if you place it on your material, it's less likely to move when you're drawing the line, as there is quite a lot of weight holding the piece itself down. From a bad side, it weighs a ton and it's very heavy, and you need really both hands to operate this monster of a square. So it all depends what your needs are. But hey, it's nice, it's square, it's heavy duty, it looks solid. So why shouldn't you be approaching this square as a precision square? Well, there is a bit of a problem with this. It's really thick, okay? The ruler itself, it's super thick. Let me just check it with my calipers. That's 8 millimeters in thickness. And the black part, that's 8 millimeters thick as well. And that's the problem. Let me show you. If, for example, you were to mark 340 millimeters, there is no lines on that thick edge. So your only reference point is at the top. Now the problem with that is, because this is so thick, depending which angle you're going to be looking at this, you may get different results in your marks. So definitely this is not a precision type of a square for marking your work, okay? You would have to really lean onto it so your eyesight is directly on the line, and then try to mark it like that. However, that still may introduce a tiny amount of error. So this will be absolutely fine for your general purpose DIY work. However, if you want to get really precise and accurate reading, you will be struggling with this square. However, for me, this is here to make sure my workpiece is actually square, not necessarily to mark it up. Now, if you're ever in a position of a zombie apocalypse and you run into your workshop and you've got an axe or this square, whichever you choose, you will be fine to defend yourself. Now, all jokes aside, it is a really well-made tool. However, it does have a specific use, so it's not going to be for absolutely everybody. Now, I had it for a few weeks and I found no issues with it. It's just square, and that's what I wanted it from it to be. One task I found is really useful is to align my track to the sheet material or sheet good I want to be cutting, okay? This is super heavy, it's got nice and thick lip to it, so I can just lay it flat on the piece of work and align the track to it with no hassle at all. As I still don't have a fancy setup for my track saw like Peter Millard does in his 10-minute workshop, this actually works great for me. Now, despite of the fact that this is super heavy and it's actually very thick, for the uses I've got, for the tasks I've got for this tool, it works really good. However, if you were looking for a massive square that's actually square and quite precise, then this could be an option for you. Now, a word of disclaimer. This square has been sent to me by Banggood free of charge. However, they have not paid for this video, or they didn't ask me to say any nice things about it. So in this video, you saw exactly what I think about this tool and what features, good sides and bad sides it has, as I always do with my reviews. So it's up to you if you need a tool like this or if you want a tool like this, as that is a bit of a difference. For me, I've actually asked them to send this to me as I had some specific jobs for it, and I know I will use it in the future. So if you do have uses for this type of tool, I've got some links down below for you. You can go ahead, check it out, see what the price is, and with the upcoming Christmas, I think they will have some offers on this as well. So again, nice and solid product from Veiko. However, don't go just yet. I've got some really cool playlists with my other videos just over here. Click on those and maybe you'll find your next video to watch. I hope to see you on my next video. Take care.